Good morning, my beauties, and welcome to Morning Mindset. I'm Michelle Dell, coming to you from virtual co-working space, and I'm super excited this week because I'm going to be talking about something I've been doing in the manifesting space that is just incredible. I wish I'd known about this sooner. I think indirectly, good morning, Nikki. I think indirectly I've kind of been doing this mindset technique probably on its own, but I've never really intentionally done it until recently. And the results that I have been getting from this technique, which I suppose people are calling it scripting. Nikki says, sorry I missed last week. I was on a training course for work. Oh, no worries, Nikki. I hope you had fun. Welcome back. We missed you. Okay, so we're talking about a technique, a mindset technique called scripting, which is linked to manifesting. Now, it's so interesting. I will give you just one example or a couple of examples. So I decided to try this scripting thing out with business, and we'll talk about business first today. We'll talk about actually a lot of different areas of your life where you can use scripting. But we'll talk about business and clients first. So I started to use scripting, which is the act of writing your own story, basically. So like, let's say, for example, rather than trying to manifest the goal and then kind of practice allowance of the goal, you actually write the story of how you actually achieve that goal yourself. And it's incredible what happens. So I'll give you an example. So if, for example, you want to manifest a really successful virtual assistant business, and I was doing this last week, I've been noticing that I was feeling like I would like to take on another couple of clients, or maybe one client, but I wanted it to be the real perfect ideal client. So I started scripting this out, and within 24 hours, I'd had a couple of consultations booked. One of the clients I was able to secure within 24 hours, and it was incredible how it happened. And, you know, this client was, you know, saying to me how they'd had other people lined up, but they're going to go with me now, and it just felt right and everything. And the really interesting thing is I started to say that I really started to attract clients on my wavelength that resonated with me. And I had another guy book a call in who was really centered around the Think and Grow Rich stuff, which I'm super into. I have my mastermind program on that. And it was just really bizarre how the story I was writing down on the paper was literally happening, and happening so fast. Now, the interesting thing about these techniques, the techniques that people use to manifest, like we talked about a few of them, the law of assumption, you know, doing automatic affirming. There are many different techniques, visualization, all kinds of things. They all work as long as you believe they're going to work. But for some reason, this scripting, it was really easy for me to get into the feeling, to get in, because I felt like I was in control of the situation. So today we're going to talk about scripting, and we're going to talk about how you would potentially do that to manifest an incredible virtual assistant business. So scripting is about, like I say, writing a story of how happy you are, how certain you are, how grateful you are, how you're so excited about certain things, you know, all the feelings of how you would feel if you already had it, but you're writing the story of how you got it. Now, normally we're all open to the universe and open to how things happen, but this is being much more specific. So I would suggest to you, for example, if you're trying to manifest a virtual assistant business, or a successful virtual assistant business, ask yourself how that happened, or what would be ideal in terms of how you made that happen. So let's say, for example, I sit there and think, well, if I had a super successful VA business, I would have incredible clients. So you write down, I'm so happy now that I found these incredible clients, or these incredible clients are finding me. You know, I'm so happy that I'm attracting the right clients now. I'm so grateful to have these amazing clients that I work with every day in my business. So that's one example. If you have limiting beliefs around the value of your work and how much you charge, you would start, scripting out, I'm so happy that I'm confident about my rates now, and I know that my clients really, truly value me enough to be so happy to pay them, that type of thing. So it's like really thinking about, how do I want this to occur? How did this occur? This ideal business. I'm so happy that I don't feel stressed and overwhelmed anymore, that everything is coming to me easily. I'm so grateful that I'm able to charge enough now, that I have a lot of personal time, that I can do the things that I want to do in. So whatever it is that you, I guess in some cases, have resistance to, you can rewrite in your scripting. So if you have resistance to, for example, taking on too many clients because you're concerned and feeling that you're going to be overwhelmed with that, then script it out that, you're so grateful now that you are able to take on all these clients, but the overwhelm isn't there because you're able to manage your time so effectively, or you're able to charge enough that you only need a few clients and you're still able to achieve the same outcome financially in your business. If you have resistance to the people that you work with, some people feel that they just attract cheap people or something like that, make it so that, like you're so happy that you attract the right clients now. You're absolutely certain that your business is moving in the right direction. You know now what you need to do in order to achieve that success that you're looking for in your business. And it's writing your own story. And believe me, it's so insane what happened. Like for me anyway, I'm not saying that you'll get the same results as me, because I really onboarded this like super. This is probably one of the techniques that I onboarded so fast. And I have done a lot of writing and journaling and requesting and asking, but never really before have I actually sat down and wrote the details of how I wanted something to happen and truly 100% believed it would come out like that. So if you are looking to manifest an incredible virtual assistant business, start to really script out how that business was achieved. And if you're like thinking to yourself, well, I don't know how that business is achieved because I haven't got there yet, then just plan it. Like ask yourself, if I had a really super successful business, what would have happened to get me there? I would have had lots of client consultations every day. I'm so grateful that I have client consultations being booked in every day. I am so grateful that I get inquiries on my email every day about people wanting to work with me. It's so great now that every day I open my LinkedIn messages and there's always people there wanting to work with me, always the most ideal clients wanting to work with me. Like whatever you feel is something that you can say and go, actually, I would really like that to happen. And yes, that would be great if that happened in my business. That's where you need to be. That's where the scripting needs to occur. You just simply write it down. It's so amazing that I wake up every day, and when I sit at my desk after I've done my Pilates or whatever like that, I actually am able to open my LinkedIn and see all these incredible messages just for people wanting to work with me. And I'm so happy that I see brand new consultations booked in every day for people who want to work with me, who are my ideal clients, doing the things that I really want to do. It's about like also embodying and really doing the things that you need to do as well in order to achieve this, and being ready for that and prepared for that, and like, even if you do things like, let's say, for example, we'll take the LinkedIn example, like it's so crazy now, and I'm so grateful that every day my LinkedIn inbox has messages from people wanting to work with me. So what you do then is you can schedule your time, knowing this is now your truth and your reality. You can schedule time in your schedule to say, right, I have to go through all my potential LinkedIn clients today at 10 o'clock or something like that. That is intending for your story to unfold. And it's never about, I will do this when. It's about actually knowing that as soon as you write that down, it's done, it's happening, it's already in process. So now you've got to prepare yourself for it. And this is how it's worked. So literally what I did is I wrote down that I'm so grateful now that I'm getting bookings from clients, you know, who really want to work with me, who I'm really going to enjoy working with. These are my ideal clients. And I opened up space in my calendar for an extra like 3 hours of consulting. And I got a client within 24 hours after opening up my calendar for all of the extra consultations that I was going to get. It's crazy how this was working. Now, like I say, you've got to believe it. You've got to act as if. You've got to really go with it as if it's already happened. And you've got to decide anything that you write on there is something that you truly want to occur, you know? So however your business is coming in, however you're growing your business, you decide in scripting, you're the writer of your own story. It's not just about focusing on the end result. It's actually deciding how you're going to get there, being grateful for it, being certain of it, knowing it, embracing it, planning for it, taking action on it. Like, it's absolutely, like, this to me is like my absolute favorite manifestation mindset technique I've ever done. It also keeps me incredibly positive. Like, I've been feeling incredibly positive and incredibly more certain than I've ever felt about anything with anything that I write down there. And it's honestly the quickest I've actually seen tangible external world results on anything that I've ever done. It didn't require a lot of convincing me, you know, that this is actually going to happen. And then you start to see results, and the more you see, and you can do this with little things like, you know, if you just think about your daily life, you know, I'm so grateful that whenever I go to the supermarket, there's always a parking space, you know, or I'm so grateful that whenever I check my bank account, there's always money in there. I'm so grateful that whenever I, you know, like, fill in the blanks, I'm so grateful that whenever I go to the post office, there's always a really short queue or no queue, or I'm able to get directly to the front, or everything is so quick and easy. Like, you literally start creating your life via storytelling, and it's really amazing. I love this technique. I would love to know if you guys try it, how it works for you and how you feel about this, because like I say, every technique works. There is no missing thing, and you are constantly manifesting all the time, whether you use a technique or not, because this is just who we are, and this is just what we do. This is what we're born into. But there is a huge difference between kind of letting life happen to you and being so random with your thoughts and accepting anything that happens. That's a very sloppy kind of manifesting. Whereas you can do this really intentionally and really fill in these details. Nikki says, I've done it before to describe my ideal day when my goal is realized, but never thought to script the process of achieving my goal. Yes, this is true. You can write out your ideal day and write out things you want. And, you know, I've done that before in the past. But when I've never done it really intentionally about a specific goal that I want to achieve. And then I've always been somebody that's kind of been like, okay, well, I'll let the universe do what it needs to do, and I'll just follow the signs and follow the things. But now this is about really taking control of the situation and manifesting the details, which for me has been really incredible to visibly notice it on the outside. And the nice thing about this is a lot of us are trying to achieve these big goals, you know, and we might feel like we're a little bit far away from them. But this way we can start seeing the details of them. You know, obviously, if you want to manifest your ideal, most successful virtual assistant business that's making 6 figures or multi-6 figures, and you're at 0 right now, that can sometimes feel a little bit far away. But if you are scripting, I'm so happy every day I get to speak to new people on consultations and help new potential clients on consultations. That doesn't feel far away. That feels like, well, that could happen today. That could happen tomorrow. And that, I think, is where the beauty is, because once you see that happening and then you're like, oh, I scripted it that I would get a consultation and I got a consultation, then you start to onboard more with, okay, I was thinking immediately, like, okay, what else do I want? What else can I write in my script? What else can I put in my story? And it just kind of went from there. So this is a really lovely technique. We talked about virtual assistant business today. We're going to look at how you can use this in other areas of your life. I've actually been using it in my biohacking a bit and things like that, but now I'm like really super focused on it. Definitely do it with the visualization, do it alongside accountability, but this is kind of like an extra kind of booster sort of technique that you can try that for me has had great results, but that's because I'm really buying into it. And if you buy into it too, then it could possibly have the same results for you. So having said that, let's get into our daily accountability today. We are manifesting our goals, and have a wonderful Sunday ahead, and I shall see you back here tomorrow. Thank you, Nikki. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.